Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Enoch, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to create free WordPress websites on your local machine, whether it be a Mac or a PC or a Linux computer. Okay, now in this tutorial everything I'm going to cover is also in the timestamps, so I'm going to be showing you guys how to get this software, how to install it, how to create your website, how to share it with your friends while it's still on your computer. So that basically means that your computer is going to act as a hosting server. So you won't need to pay, for now, you won't need to pay hosting fees or domain name fees, and you can still share this website using a live link with your friends or with your clients. Okay. Now, the other thing that I really like about this software is that it helps you create blueprints for your website. Yeah. So if you're a WordPress developer, you might find that you already create dozens of websites, maybe in a single week, and you might want certain settings preset and before you actually start on your website. So this helps you create a blueprint for that. In case you need a certain plugin, certain themes, certain settings, certain pages cleared, certain settings in, for example, in the general and the reading tabs, and in the permalinks, all those settings can be pre-configured so that when you create your website, when you install WordPress, you just start working on your website instead of wasting 10, 15, 20 minutes configuring those settings. Okay, which is really a great tool. Okay, so now let's get started. And if you find this video interesting and you like it, maybe you can leave a like, share the video, and subscribe. It would really mean a great deal for the channel growth. Okay, so now let's get started. So head over to Google and search for local WP. It's gonna bring up this site right here. So click on the first one. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna click download, and you're gonna choose a platform. So if you have a Mac, Intel, the Mac, for example, the new Macs, with the M1 chips, M2, you can use this, or select Windows. Then you may enter your name. For example, I can enter my name right here. Then organization, I'll just say other. Then I'll click get it now. Okay. Then I'll click save, and it will start downloading right here. So then once you downloaded, you open up a folder where you stored it and just double click it for it to run. So then when I'm here, I'm just going to click next. Then I'm going to click install and let it install. So now it's done installing, and I'm just going to click finish. So once you open up local WP, it's going to bring you to a page like this, where it's going to tell you that looks like you haven't created any sites yet. Okay, so now it's time to create that new website. So you click on create new site. Okay, then I'm going to show you how to create a new site. Then also I'm going to be talking about creating a site from a blueprint, which is quite easy. But now I'm just going to click on create a new site, and I'll click continue, and I'm going to give it a name. For example, if the business I'm trying to create for is my business, I'm going to say Enoch Mueve. So you can look at the advanced options, which show you your local site domain. For example, if I'm to add something like WordPress, something like that, then the domain changes. And also you can specify a path on your hard drive or on your computer where this site can be, stored. Okay, so then you hit continue and you choose the environment. Sometimes I go with this preferred because it's really easy, or you can go with custom and you select the PHP versions. You can select a web server, for example, Nginx or Apache. Yeah, but I think preferred is a simpler option to go with. Then hit continue. Okay, now at this stage you set the username. For example, if my username is Enoch WP, this is random, it can be custom to use. Then also the password, which I'll use something like root Okay, and the reason why I'm doing this is because it makes it easier to move websites from maybe this local WP to a live server. Okay, yeah, and always keep using the same username, for example, this, and sometimes the same password. Okay, so then here you can input your name, I mean your email, for example, Enoch MGT shift at Gmail, something like that. Okay, so you can take a look at the advanced options. Is this from outside? I'll say no, then I'll click add site. So it's gonna take a couple of seconds to create all the WordPress installation files and install the WordPress. Okay, so now that our site has been created, one of the things that you can do is that you can open this site, okay, and take a look about how it's looking. So this is how it's looking. You can see our local domain name and with some demo content that the new WordPress version creates for you. Okay, this is the site right here. Okay, so now the other thing you can do when you're back to local WP is to go to the admin panel. So you can hit the admin panel and it will bring up this login interface, or you can type the username that you created. So mine was this, then the password was root, I remember, and hit the login. So now I'm in, and this is a functional WordPress dashboard. So you can go to stuff like themes, for example, and once you're here, you can see you have these active default themes, and you can add new themes. For example, you can say, let me see if I can add a theme. For example, I'll add cadence right here. So I'll click install, and once it's done installing, I will activate it. All right. So the cadence theme has been installed, and you can take a look at how the website is looking right here. And yeah, it has changed to something like this. However, what we can do, if I open up cadence here, then I will come to cadence again. Then okay, this is what I'm looking for, but I would have found it here. Yeah, so when I install cadence starter template and just create some dummy content for our website. All right, so now cadence has starter templates, but some of them are free, some of them are pro, but I think I can go with this, and I will import, I think let me import a single page just to save some time. Okay, I will take this. All right, then I will accept this and click on subscribe and import. Then you start importing the website. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on finished and view your page to take a look at how it's looking. So this is how it's looking. However, this is not so very similar to the template that I imported. Yeah, but it's all right. Yeah, it really looks good. The one part that I'm not comfortable with is maybe this header option, but this can be removed in the theme settings, then also create some nice menu. Okay, but that's for another day. So what I want to do right now, because you're seeing that right now the website is not secure, yeah, so I'm gonna head back to local WP, then handle that. Okay, so what I can do while I'm here is under SSL, because this is a certificate that kind of makes your website secure and accept payment securely without any hackers being able to view any of your website information. Yeah, so I'm gonna click on trust right here. Okay, then it's gonna click, I'll say yes, and once I head back to, let me see, once I head back to my front end and refresh it, let's see what happens. It still says it's not secure. So what I'm gonna do is hover over the website name and go to dashboard. And once I'm here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come to settings and I'm gonna come to general, and I'm gonna change this under WordPress address URL. I'm gonna change this to S, then change also this to S, and save changes. And now after this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check out the front end. Yeah, so right now it kicks me out, then wants me to log in, but I'll still log in because my username is EnochWP and the password was Rod. And yeah, so now I'm back in. So I'm gonna take a look at the website. I'm gonna click visit site. I'll close this, then let it load. And right now you can see it's secure with an HTTPS extension right here. Okay, so now let's move forward. So now let's take a look at the settings over here in local WP. So you have the select domain that you can change. The SSL you just configured. The web server you can change it to Apache or this NGINX server. The PHP version, yeah, this is important, especially if you're having plugins that are not functioning well with the later version of PHP. Yes, so you can test which PHP version is more stable for your website. You can see that the database is a MySQL database, and they're just basically it's a relational database made of tables and everything. Then you have this one click admin that you can turn on. Yeah, then you can select the admin. Right now I don't know why it's not functioning, but if I click on this drop down, this is my username that I created. So every time I log into the website, it just redirects me to the dashboard without me needing to put the passwords and everything. Okay, yeah, so now that is done, it shows the WordPress version. And yeah, so when you take a look at the database, you can see even the database like back end sort of in a web browser. Let me show you. It's gonna be looking like this. For example, if you have any comments, if you have any posts information, it's gonna store them in these different tables, features of the date, when it was posted, the content type, the post title, the excerpt, yeah, all those things. Yeah, but this is not okay. It's important, but you may not end up tinkering with these tables. Okay, yeah, so I'll close this and exit out. Then once you look at the tools that you're having here, you have mailhog and live links. Yeah, so what live links help you with is that they're gonna help you share your website with your friends, or if it's a client. Okay, so but you're required to be logged in. Yeah, so you can click on login to use. And what's gonna happen if you don't have an account, you're gonna need to create one, or if you already don't have an account, then you're just gonna sign in, yeah, with your local WP account. So once you've clicked in login to use, it's gonna open up a Chrome tab or your browser tab, and it's gonna ask you to log in. But if you don't have an account, then you can hit create account, and what you're gonna do basically is to provide your information, your email and your password. Let me type in something real quick, and I will redo that again, and I'll hit create account. And now it's gonna require me to check my mail. I think I'll save this and verify it. Okay, so if I'm to open up my mail tab, I think it was somewhere here. and I'll open it up. Then I'll click verify email address. Then I'll click login. Then I'll click open logo to continue, and it's gonna log me in. So now I'm back here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on the live links. Okay, so this is the URL that has been assigned, the password and the username and the details for sharing. Okay, so what I can do is I have to make sure that this link is active. Then I can copy it. Okay, now let's say if it's working. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up a new incognito window. I'll paste it in here, then I hit enter, and it's gonna require the password, which is stream. So I'll copy stream, and I will paste it in right here. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna copy the password, and I'll paste it in here, and I'll click sign in. So let's see what they have for us. All right, so now this is how our website is looking. So you've managed to log in. I'm not sure why it's not displaying our home page as it did here. Let me open this up so that you guys can take a look. Right here, yeah. But let me see. You guys are here to learn. I'm trying to find my okay, yeah. So let's try and fix that, because now once you go to I'll close this up. Once you go and visit this site, let's see what we're having. We're having these, and let's see the pages we are having. Okay, we have the home, and so if you view the home page, it should be the page we imported. So I'll close this up, but it's not being set as our home page. Okay, this is what I want to share with my client. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come to settings, and under reading I'm gonna change home page to static, and I'll select the home, and I'll save these changes. All right, so now if I'm to look for the incognito tab that we just created and reload it, yes, our home page that we set should be visible like this. All right, yeah, so now everything is functional. You can share your links, your live links with your friends. You share username and a password, and you have to make sure that your computer is online when your live links are, when you're sharing these links. Then also you have to make sure that this link is active. Yeah, so for now I'm going to disable it. Okay, yeah, so let's proceed. Okay, so now some of you may be asking, so now Enoch, how do I move this website from my local machine onto a live server? If it's ready, if it's complete, now I want to host it on a live server. Okay, so now I'm assuming that you know of companies like Hostinger, who provide hosting and everything, and you already have a domain name, you've already set up your WordPress. Actually, beginning of my tutorials I show you guys how to set that up. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is to push your website online. So I've already set up my WordPress domain, and it's hosted on Hostinger. Okay, so if you take a look right now, it's just a different website from the one we had before. Okay, so when you check out the one we have, just a second, this is how it's looking. Okay, but when I move this over onto a live server, okay, so what I'm gonna do is on this one that is hosted on WP Local, I'm going to come to the dashboard. Okay. So I'll close this, and what I'll do, I'll come under plugins and I'll click a new plugin. Okay. And what I'm going to do is, it's called all-in-one WP migration. All right. It's right here. And I'll install it. And once it's done installing, I will activate it. Okay. So the activation is done, and under all-in-one WP right here on your left, I'm going to click on export, and I'm going to export it to a file, and it's going to take a couple of seconds to export. And once it's exported, I'm going to download the file and import it on my new server that is hosted with Hostinga. So the website is for the 41 MBs. So I'm gonna click and download this somewhere onto my computer, and I will just save it. Yeah, and it's downloading right here. Oh, I'll cancel this. So it's done. And what I'm gonna do is go to Hostinga. Still, I'm gonna import the website using the all-in-one WP plugin. So under plugins, I'm gonna click a new plugin. Okay. Then what I'm gonna do is, in fact, I'm just gonna search for migrate, because it's gonna pull up this all-in-one WP migration plugin that we used on WP Local. So we're gonna use it to import our website. All right. So let's click activate. And once it's activated, I'm going to come to all-in-one on the left hand side of the panel, and I'll click import. Okay. So I'm going to click import from file. Okay. Then I'm going to look for this file, and it should be stored somewhere here, and it's going to upload. And I want to show you guys how the site is looking after everything has been imported. So at exporting, it exported everything, the images, the database, and all the website files. So that's what we are importing right here. So after the importing is done, it's going to ask you to override these files. So you can click proceed. Okay. Then it does its thing. So your site has been imported successfully, and I'm going to hit finish, and let's take a look at how the site is looking. All right, let's visit it in a new tab, and this was our website that was hosted on WP Local. Okay, so now that's all about it. And if you want to take a look at the settings, for example, if you come to preferences, you can change this to dark mode and apply magic sync. I usually never use this. And you can have new site defaults from custom to preferred. This pre-configure the admin email. You can export the site into a zip file, the TGZ. But I showed you guys an easier way of doing it. If it's a WordPress website, then you have advanced settings. For example, site domains and the localhost reporting. These are turned off by default, and I just tend to leave them that way. Okay, so I'm gonna skip out of this. Let me see if I've forgotten to talk about something that is quite important. Yes, there's something called blueprints. Hope the tutorial is not going to take long. Yeah, but if I open up a new site, so I say create a new site, and I hit continue, and maybe I'll call this my blueprint blueprint site. Yeah, and I will just leave everything the way it is right now, and I hit continue. So I'll say preferred, and my username, for example, if it's Enoch, and the password is root. I'll say I'm not even sure root. Let me make sure it's one. Then my email address, I'll change it to this gmail.com, and I'll click add site. I didn't take a look at the advanced options. Hope everything was right. Yeah. So now it's gonna take some time setting this up, but I'm gonna show you guys the importance of blueprints shortly. So let's take a look at how to create a blueprint, okay, and why they're important, okay? Because if you're creating tens or hundreds of websites, then there's some pre-configured WordPress settings that you may need for your website, okay? And I think this is a really important feature. All right. So if I'm to log into the back end of this blueprint file website that I've just created, that we're going to use as a blueprint, yeah, let me log in right here. So I'll do all right. So let's say you want to have certain settings. For example, you want to clear up all these and everything is blank, okay? And once you go to the posts, you don't want anything in here, so you can move it to trash and apply. And when you look at the pages, you don't want anything here, move it to trash. Yeah. So basically what you're trying to do here is to set up your initial WordPress website before you start creating. Yeah, because there's some files that come with it that you may not want. Okay. So let's see if the themes that we can deal with right now. All right. Let's see if we can add a new theme. For example, let's install Astra and activate it. So it's done installing, but I may want to remove any extra themes. For example, this 2022, so I'll just hit delete and delete it. Then I'll delete also this one, and I will remain with this. Keeps my site healthy doing this. And yeah, so if you want to have some settings, for example, the general settings, and you want things, I'll close this. Okay, maybe you want it in a certain form of English, you can set that up to maybe United States, the date formats, and any other settings that you'd wish to have. Okay, so and once you're done with these settings, yeah, maybe you also, let's take a look at one setting. All right, this is better. I always want to have this post name set to post name and permalink structure. Yeah, so if you come back to local WP and you right click on this, yeah, so you can save this website as a blueprint. Yeah, so maybe we call it still blueprint, maybe file, something like that, and you can save it as a blueprint. Yeah, so to save it up, and let me show you guys where the trick happens in case you're creating so many sites. Yeah, so it will compress all the files, and once it's done, so now it's done. Okay, so now let's click on this plus icon and hit create from a blueprint, then hit continue. So this is a blueprint file that we created, so you can show the details, enabled theme, Astra, outside no, PHP version, which is all right. So you can select it, yeah, then hit continue. Then I'll create my website. For example, if it's Nourish Cosmetics. Now I'm developing for a client, cosmetics. Okay, so you can hit create from blueprint. All right, So now it's going to extract the import from the previous settings of the blueprint file, load them into your new website, and just start working on your website. And right now it's set up. So if you take a look at the WP admin backend, so close out the rest of this. So now I've logged in, and this is how everything is looking. So you can see Astra is already installed. Now if you require some plugins already installed in your blueprint file, you can do that. And I'm having no posts whatsoever, and I'm having no pages whatsoever. Yeah, so this is like a clean template to start building your website right away. Okay, so now I think that's all I have for you guys. So in case you enjoy the tutorial, please leave a like and subscribe and a comment about any inquiries about this local WP software. Yeah, I'll be there to help. And thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next